up a little bit from where we left off yesterday with thinking about the shorter steps. I was watching you a little bit in your warm-up. Okay, I want to give you some exercises to do with that. Then we're going to touch again on the passade turns, and I want to be able to look at the flying changes to help you with that balance. Okay.
Yeah.
I talked to you yesterday about the fact that there are 3-4 major topics that you teach your horse sort of simultaneously. That being pirouette canter, half steps and trot, 1 tempi changes. Okay. So when we're making the changes with the horse, the flying changes, everything becomes progressively shorter. So a 4 tempi change canter is a little bit more open than a 3, which is slightly more open than a 2, which is slightly more open than a 1.
Okay.
Okay? So by the time a horse gets to 1 tempi changes, where they're jumping from one hind leg to the other hind leg to the other hind leg, forward and under their body, that is a very similar feeling in their body, a very similar movement to piaffe, where they're stepping from one hind leg to the other hind leg. Okay?
Okay,
You see?
I understand.
Right.
Because it's all that
Right, and it's
underneath.
diagonal.
It's very collected.
And it's diagonal.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes,
So,
it is diagonal. I hadn't really thought. It's such a different gait.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So again, it doesn't mean that we go out and do ones, but it means that we think toward developing the ability to make a 1 tempi change. Okay? And it doesn't mean that we live in pirouettes, but we develop the pirouette canter. And it doesn't mean that we live in half steps, but we use half steps to get in and out of gates. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. So that's what we're going to concentrate on a little bit today. So we're going to walk up the long side to begin with. And the thing to know always, 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 Lynea, is that the horse must be able to go forward over his back before we shorten and take weight to the hind leg. Okay? So I'm just going to take a quick look at that. If you go forward to the trot rising, connected. And what I want is a nice, powerful trot. I think we touched a little bit yesterday on the canter trots. I'm not sure. So a 20-meter circle, keeping the connection in the snaffle rein. 20 meters is 20 meters. Please make it 20. Shorten your reins and get to your touch points. Precision is everything. You must be able to ride a precise line. As you cross center line, make 20 meters to the left. Keep your rein contact. Keep your left leg, left rein. Ride your reins a little bit shorter. Yep. So what do we want to see? The base of the neck articulating. As you cross center line, make 20 meters to the right. We want to see the first 6 inches of his neck out and wide. If it's just long and stretching, there's not enough lift through the shoulder girdle. Right bend, right flexion. Back to the left again. I like this trot now. Stay connected. Sit taller yourself. Be more of a vertical exclamation point in your horse's back. Yes. That the balance point from back to front is absolutely precisely where your seat bones are. And then to the right. So if your shoulders lean forward, he has the range from where your hips hit the saddle to where your shoulders are. So keep your shoulders precisely over your hips. And then your hips in the post go a little bit in front and then back. Thank you. Yep. So your hips are always the balance point. I'll take it over. Good. Now you're going to sit and ride forward to canter. A very precise balance point. And then prepare the trot and come to the left. Connect him a little bit more, shorten your reins a bit. Start to ride the hind legs under the body. Good. Sit up tall, connect more right leg into the right seat bone, into the right rein for a rounder and more uphill frame. What we're working is the horse's ability to shift his balance onto his hind legs, so challenge it. Yes. Now ride 3 half halts in a row to the trot. Now balance him off your left leg onto the right hind. Ride 3 half halts in a row into the trot. So he's getting short, shorter, shortest. Stay balanced. Hold the trot a little bit longer. It's not just canter trot, it's canter trot. Hold the trot, shift to the new hind leg, canter. 3 half halts in a row. Shift, yield, yes. You feel how that's more on the hind leg now?
Yeah.
Good.
That little yield is important.
Exactly, it's crucial. Half halt, 3 in a row. Yield the right hip, hold the left. You see how fast he is off from the left to right? That tells you that when you go to make your tempi changes, he's going to be a little quick to fire when he has to make the change to the right. So make him wait. Make him wait and accept the half halt on the right hind. Now same thing on this side. You half halt that right hind, make him wait and accept the half halt on the left hind. Don't let him just canter because he knows he's going to. Half halt, half halt, half halt. Accept the half halt on the left hind. Yes, don't let him trip. Yes, and yes, much better. Good girl, thank you.
Is that what you want? There's a selection. There's half and half. And here's an Ernie Palmer.
Good.
T.
Good. Yep. Now really feel the balance. And one more time, really get him to accept that right hind leg. Yes. And yes. That's what I want. Do you feel the difference then? Yeah. Now make a transition to walk. Super collect, walk. Good. She did. Little half halt. Yep. Bye, Eric. Thank you for the tea.
Bye, Mister.
Yep. Shift to the hind leg. Yes. Yep. And then super collect to walk. So here's the thing. When I say super collect, what I want to see is that you could pirouette. Okay? So you actively ride the outside hind leg. You bend a little bit. Yes. And then your right hip drops into the walk. Good girl. Now collect. Yeah. So again, you're too much like you're riding a second level horse. This is an FEI horse that you're working his hind legs through the canter walk canter transitions. Okay, that's a girl. Yes. Now yield him off the left, wait, half halt. Yield the left hip under his body, half halt the right hip. So shorten his body. Yield the left hip under, and then half halt back on the right. Yep. Now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what you do with your hips to get this to happen, okay? If you walk from the inside hind leg, okay, you gather the horse shorter on the right, and then you're in on the outside, and then the inside drops for walk. Then it becomes the gathering leg. Okay, so think this through. Here we are going to the right. Pretend you're cantering. Just pretend, okay? Your left hip, your left leg is going to shorten. Yes, okay? Your right hip is going to say walk. Then your left hip is going to say yield. So now go left, yield him off the left hip, and your right side is going to say shorten. Now your left side is going to say canter, okay? Now you're cantering on the left lead. It's hip and leg together. Now you're cantering on the left lead, okay? So your right hip says shorten, and then your left hip says walk on the downbeat of the inner hind leg, okay? Then that leg becomes a yielding leg to move him over to the new lead, and then it becomes the leg, the outside leg becomes the new leg for the canter. So we're going to do this. Yield him away from your right side to canter to the right. Remember, what are we doing? We're shortening the base. We're bringing the hind end closer to his withers, and we're bringing the shoulders closer to your belly button. Okay?
Yeah.
Good girl. Let him walk a little more straight on a circle line. This is something that we can overthink, but I just want you to start getting more sensitive to how to make these horses connect. Okay? Good. Now feel the downbeat of the right hind. It's now, now. Keep him coming forward. Keep him coming forward. Now, now. Think about half steps. Now, you feel how we're doing the same thing to his body that we're going to do in the half steps? This is where these things relate. Okay, keep coming to the right. Good. So you bring that right hind leg up under his body, and then you think to yourself, now canter, now canter. That you can bring that right hind leg under, and then canter from your left side as the left hind leg hits the ground. Yep, so it's a now canter. Right hip stays under. Yes, right hip stays under. Now stay on the 20-meter circle with your right side. Now this takes active riding, okay? So your right side is going to keep bringing his right hip up under his body, and your left side is going to shorten it for 2 strides, and then you're going to keep cantering, okay? So for 2 strides, you're going to say sit, sit, and then in that size of canter, you keep cantering. Good, good, good. Shorten your right rein a little bit so you can supple him. He lost the connection there in front. He went, what do I do with my face? That's when your reins go, oh, I'm sorry, you bent, right? So your snaffle gives him lateral positioning. You don't even worry about your curb, okay? He's fabulous to your leg and seat. But your fingers need to close those reins and supple his neck a little so he knows what to do with it, because he's not sure, okay? And the answer is always a tiny bit sideways. You bend it a little, okay? So for 2 strides, you shorten, and then you stay in that size canter. Now just stay in it. Yep, stay in it. Stay in it. And now shorten again. 2 strides. 1, 2, and stay in that size. Supple him on the right rein. Supple him on the right rein. Yep. So that in that size canter, he lets you touch him. You feel what I'm talking about? Good girl. Now you shorten it even more.
That was awesome.
So what we're saying to him is, we're building the pirouette canter. We're building the canter higher, shorter, rounder, higher, shorter, rounder, higher, shorter, rounder, until he goes, this just doesn't make any sense to me. I might as well be walking. Okay? Good boy. Yeah. Now you're going to go higher, shorter, rounder, and then you're going to walk. So here's the thing. When you get to the FEI level, you start having so many buttons so close together that timing makes a difference. You start to teach your horse things like, I'm going to half halt twice in a row for pirouette canter. I'm going to half halt 3 times in a row for a transition. Okay? So twice in a row for pirouette canter, you do it twice and then you hold that size. You don't get smaller, you don't get bigger. That's what you're doing, right? But if we're going to make a transition, you do that half halt for 3 strides in a row. And at the end of that 3rd stride, you drop your hip. And he goes, oh, she wants me to walk. Yes. And that's how you can start to get canter halt and canter walk without him going, am I supposed to turn into a pirouette? Am I supposed to make a flying change? Am I supposed to start a half pass? What the hell are we doing from this canter? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the number of half halts in a row start to teach the horse what to expect. 3 half halts in a row tell him it's a transition. 2 half halts in a row tell him it's collection. 1 half halt says change the size, now maintain. Okay? Now we're getting precision, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and he's not just falling down on that downward transition.
Exactly. He's staying on the hind leg.
because It's the only thing that goes down is my hip.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then he knows to sustain the outline, but change the rhythm of the legs. And that's what has to happen. He has to canter and walk and canter in the same outline. with the same balance on the hind leg.
If I was more consistent with my connection with my hands and body, then he wouldn't bounce. He has that little bounce in the chain. His head bounces, he drops his back. But it's just a tiny little thing when I'm on my aids, but I still have to improve so that doesn't happen.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay? Think about how Stefan's horses look.
Yeah.
Watch him ride a Grand Prix test. Watch how little the top line changes.
Yeah, I know.
Right? The legs change, the top line stays the same. How the hell do you teach a horse to do that? It's the half halts, okay? And the way and the sequencing in which the half halts come. And I can guarantee you, if you ask Stefan about the timing of his half halts, he'll look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
He'll say, I just asked for the canter, I just asked for the piaffe, I just asked for blah, blah, blah. But for the simpletons in the world, timing is a beautiful link to getting your horse to understand what you're asking for. Saves a lot of confusion. Okay? Good girl. Gonna take your circle up a little so I don't have to eat your dirt. Thank you. Good. So now what you're going to do is you're going to super collect to the walk and then go a new direction. Okay? So the super collection, you're going to ask him to shorten the stride for 2, canter on, shorten the stride for 2, then shorten it for 3, and walk. So that you're saying to him, sometimes I want you shorter, sometimes I, thank you, good, good. Yeah, and sometimes I want you walking. Thank you. Now you're coming left, yield the left hip, keep the frame the same, keep the connection the same, yield the left hip under the body, keep him uphill, he's getting long. Yield the left hind leg under the belly, half halt on the outside. Slow, bring the left hind under, half halt on the outside, until the frame is the same frame that you're going to have cantering. Yep. So we're not interested in long, right? We're interested in sit. Good. Now supple him a little with the left rein because his neck is long enough that he's not sure what to do with it. So bend it. Okay? So your leg seat say keep cantering while your reins bend his neck. And then he goes, oh, I was wondering what to do with my neck. Good. But your leg and seat talk to his hind legs, you feel? So that he can accept the feeling of cantering without changing his neck. But if you don't give his neck anything to do, it just wobbles up and down in the end of his body. So you have to bend it. This is why we say that horses get ridden in position. Position is haunches 4, shoulder 4, with the jaw flexed on the line of travel. Now collect for 2. Really collect. Thank you. Okay? Yes. And give him something to do with his neck. Bend it. Bend his neck right. Good. And then super collect for 3 and create a walk with your right hip. Thank you. Now come to the left. Keep the contact. Bend him left. Half halt. Keep your elbows down and low. Ride the hind leg. Slow it down. Bring the hind leg more under his body from the inside. Shorten the distance from the hip to the front of his body by half halting and slowing him down and bringing his hind leg more under him. Good. Bend his neck. Get right to that place where he starts to think you mean Spanish walk, because that's the place that he bascules through his withers. You feel that? So get right to that break point and then you take it forward. This is the place that you have to visit in his body until I see you for the next month. Okay? Keep those elbows low. Keep those hands close together. Good. Yep. Now ride his inside hip under his body. Yes. You have to be clear about what you want, though, right? If he breaks, don't trot. Just walk. Good boy. And canter again. It's perfectly fine for him to make a mistake, especially if it's a mistake in a good way. Thank you. That was better, wasn't it? Stay connected. Flex him a little bit on that left rein. I can tell you it's going to be hard in the tempi changes because you don't have him enough through his neck. Good, good. Now you do. Okay? Good girl. Now Yes. Now stay connected. Teach him to walk that way. Good. And rightly. Bend him right. Yield him away from the right leg. The right leg sends the hips to the outside. The right leg sends the hips out. Good. One. Is that outside hind leg?
That's right.
Yeah. Good. Now you're going to make a flying change. Okay? So as you come across the center line, balance him, half halt him, and connect the right hind leg for a change. Very nice. Keep circling to the left. Now, keep this circle to the left. Really listen to what I'm saying. You're staying on the 20-meter circle to the left. You're going to push the canter a little forward. You're going to bring it a little back. And then you're going to move it forward again. There. Now bring it a little back. Bend his neck. Good. Now bring it a little forward. Bend his neck. And now bring it a little back. Now super collect it. Good. Now bring it a little forward and prepare a change. Good girl. Stay connected on the left. So what you're saying to him is, I can do all kinds of stuff with your body. I can make it big, I can make it little, I can make it go sideways, I can make it change. And he goes, yeah, I know, I'm pretty cool, aren't I? Good. Bend him a little right. Good girl. So the next thing we're going to do is half pass. Okay? Keep this connection in the canter. Come down the long side a little bit, shoulder in right, and then half pass right all of 3 strides, and then shoulder in right again. So you say to him, look, we can go sideways and forward with bend, and sideways and forward with bend without getting long. Connect your outside eights. Okay? So he's getting a little on the forehand. You have to develop a greater sense of activity to the hind leg and the sense of a peppy horse. It may feel a little braced to you because when they start to lift that way, it's like lifting a heavy bucket of water. Good. Now 3 steps of half pass and 3 steps shoulder in. And 3 steps of half pass and 3 steps of shoulder in. Thank you. That should only get you to center line. Good job. Good job. Track right. Oops. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yep. Circle 20 meters. That's okay. That's okay. Circle 20 meters. I would have had you track right and then do tempi changes on the diagonal, but it doesn't matter. So now we'll do the same thing to the left. Okay? Bend his neck. Come down the long side. 3 strides shoulder in, 3 strides half pass. 3 shoulder in, 3 half pass. 3 shoulder in. Supple his neck. Yep, it's got to be more precise. Okay? You're just kind of waving around out there. Be precise. 20-meter circle. Send the canter a little forward. Bring it a little bit back. Bend his neck. Good girl. Come on, get his neck muscles up and working. Yes, good boy. Now bend his neck a little bit left. A horse needs an uphill presentation with the pole the highest point. Go down the there. Now shoulder in. For 3 strides, clearly shoulder in. Thank you. Now half pass. Now shoulder in. Keep the bend in the half pass with that left leg. Yes. So yes, and shoulder in. So when you make half pass left, you keep your left leg and you keep your left bend. You feel that? Yep, steady. Lift him up. Put your hands down. Ride him from your inside leg to your outside eighth. Good. So it's precise and it's uphill and it's clear. Good girl. Shoulder in first so that he wraps himself around your left leg. Now half pass with your left leg. Now shoulder in. Now half pass. Much better. Okay? Good girl. Now go down the long side. Make a little bit medium canter. Come on. Connect him. Push him up. Medium canter. Push. Good. Now collect. Good boy. Now super collect. Good boy. That's your canter. Now come on the diagonal and make some changes. I don't care if you do 4 or if you do quarter line, center line, quarter line. Okay. Keep coming. So, you feel how badly he swings?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need
Walk
to
on.
have some water.
Walk on. Do you have water?
Yeah.
So, Lynea,
And that's
the
me.
the thing that was beautiful at the beginning, the first 3 changes were super, and then don't keep asking. Okay? That's fatigue. That's him losing the
Oh.
connection in his body.
So that's what I was talking about day one.
Exactly. Okay? So when you're training this, and I just sent you out and said, you know, do some changes, let me see what you've got, right? First of all, coming from the left, I would have done 4s. Okay? I don't know if you intend to compete ever or if you just ride for fun. But 4s from the left, 3s from the right at Pre-St. George. So sometimes
Okay.
giving the horse that understanding just gives you a boost. If you could stay over there, then I don't have to eat
Sorry.
as much of your. It's okay, no problem. But just stay a little north of us, or away from us. At any rate, with the tempi changes, what we're going to do to address this, to help him with the balance, is first of all, you're going to make it on a short diagonal, okay? And second of all, we're only going to make 3. Okay, so that we're saying to him, I mean, he's beautiful in the changes, but that long, slow change starts to swing more and more, okay? So what you do is you say, okay, we're not going to do as many. We're just going to do a couple, and we're going to keep this uphill short canter, okay? So literally they start to reach for the change, and they get longer in their body, and then they swing. That is a strength issue, okay? So the remedy, a shorter distance, so they're mentally not, they're going to come to the rail sooner, and less number, okay? Do you sometimes do your changes on quarter line?
You know, I do the 3s and 4s on the diagonal and the 2s on the quarter. Somebody just said that would keep it straight in their mind and stuff. But I don't think it will. Because he's really paying attention.
Yes. And it can be a very, very good way to start for both horse and rider. What I would recommend is being able to do it all on quarter line. Okay? So one of the nice things about changes on quarter line is you can ride even numbers, and horses start to get very into the odd numbered count. Okay? So quarter line is your opportunity to ride an even number count. It just gives you a little bit of an edge, right? And the other thing that it allows you to do, for example, is you start on quarter line, you make 2, then you ride forward for 6 strides. Then you make 2 more, okay? So that you can break up and control the numbers more. Whereas on the
It's so simple. Never occurred to me.
yeah. It's okay, that's why it's a profession.
Yeah, that's just call you Dr. Sarah.
Yeah. But FEI it's a big topic, right? But so exactly something like that allows you to have control, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put them together again for the changes. And what we're going to do as we put them together for the changes is we're going to do a couple of short steps, okay? So you're going to start interspersing exercises with short steps in between, okay?
So by short steps, you
Half
mean
steps.
canter.
Half steps of trot,
Half
okay?
steps.
So I'm going to give you a little exercise to do with that, okay? This is why it's so crucial to video at this level, because I give you so much information that you're going to go home and go, Jesus Christ, what did we do? It was great. I can't remember a thing. Okay, walk up the long side. You're going to start to ride a tiny bit of feeling of shoulder in, into a shorter and shorter step, into a walk pirouette. As you come out of the walk pirouette, you're going to alternate your spur a little bit left, right, left, right, left, right, and cluck to him until he jigs. Okay? So walk pirouette and out of the pirouette. So as you come out of the pirouette, just start clucking to him, alternate your spur until he jigs in the trot. Yep, and just say to him, trot, trot. Yep, perfect, walk. What a good boy. Smart, short steps, in walk, shoulder in, walk pirouette. Help him out with the snaffle rein. Left spur. Easy left spur. Short rein. Feet straight. Good. Yep. Sit on your butt, just relaxed. Yep, and just cluck to him. Oh, what a good boy. Walk. That's not what we want. Short steps, shoulder in right. Give him something to do with his neck, because he's not sure what to do. So you bend him right, keep it a little more shoulder in. Yep, now alternate your spur. Left, right, left, right, left, right, and cluck, 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 cluck until he takes short steps of trot, not disconnected passage steps, but short steps. Perfect, and pet him. Perfect. Good boy. Right lead canter. Come up the quarter line. Plan on quarter line that you're going to ride 4s. Okay? You're going to ride 2 4s. So we're going to change, ride 4, change, ride 4. That's all right. That's all right. No problem. Good. Keep the contact. Circle 20 meters and on the open side, super collect. Think of it. It's 2 strides, then you ride that size canter. And now 2 strides more. And bend his neck right. Bend him, bend him, bend him. You always throw him away. Good girl. Help him out. There you go. Feel the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get a relationship between his hind leg and his mouth. Good girl. On the open side, 3 strides. Okay, super collect for 3. Oh, he says, that's what you wanted. I get it. Now you can't afford, don't throw the rein contact away. Now you go up the long side. Give me 3 4s. Sorry, circle 20 meters. I said go up the long side. I meant quarter line. That was totally my fault. Collect the canter. Collect it. You can't make flying changes from this canter. It's way too big. Collect. Good. Collect. Good. We're going to, yeah, we need quarter line. So just 2 4s. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Quarter line. Now 4 4s. Collect. 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 Left side. Yep. Start. Collect. Collect. Keep your left rein. Collect. Yep. So we're correct that 3 is his limit, okay, at this stage of the game, right? Because after 3, he gets seriously crooked. You feel what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, it's all right. Activate. Activate. Don't just drop him on the forehand, please.
Sorry, it's okay.
It's okay. But you're trying to help him understand a feeling in his body. Good boy. Good boy. So it's totally fine to super collect and walk, but remember, this is the feeling in his body that you're teaching him to memorize, okay? And he's ready, okay? I could say that a little nicer. I could say, this is the feeling in his body I'm teaching you to memorize. Does that help? Okay? Good. Good. Shorten the reins. Yep. Go up quarter line and do 4 3s. You're going to end up on counter canter. Good. Stay in counter canter. Oh, that was my fault. I have to think faster. Quarter line. Come on, quarter line. That was totally my fault because I told you to do 4 3s, and what I wanted to say was 3 3s. Totally my fault. Okay? I want to stick with the count of 3 because he's so straight for 3. Okay? Come on, quarter line. Shorten your reins. Ride almost a feeling of renvers left, which is shoulders a little bit right, jaw flex a little bit left. Yep. That's okay. Good. Now stay in counter canter. Excellent. Stay in counter canter. Stay connected. Good. Go across the diagonal and super collect your canter on the diagonal. No pirouette, but super collect. And forward. Good girl. Now super collect again. Now long. Stay connected. On the short side, ride shoulder in. Just before the corner, ride a turn, a walk pirouette, and then half step the short side. Walk pirouette. Little. Good girl. Good girl. Yep. And now you walk a little forward. Alternate your spur. Left, right, left. Left, right, left. And just jig, jig. Oh, what a good boy. Right through the corner. Good boy. Talk to him, just say trot, trot. Trot, trot. Good girl. Keep your left leg. Keep your left leg. It's okay, buddy. Keep coming. Keep the right rein. Good. Because I fell on my shoulder. Did you feel it? You go, yep, I felt it. Good boy. Supple him a little bit right. And again, feet come back. Very light alternating spur. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Good boy. Walk pirouette immediately. Walk pirouette. Stay connected. Walk pirouette. Close your left side. Good. Walk forward, a little bit shoulder and left. Good. And half steps. Oh, excellent. Good boy. And walk. And long rein and pedal. So what you're starting to do is say to him, hey, buddy, you and I have to live in this space, okay? We talk about this place of balance being like a unicycle, that you're balanced over the hips all the time. Whether you're walking, trotting, or cantering, the balance is over the hips, right? And we do little things with it. We make a little half pass, we make a flying change, we make trot, we make half steps, but the feeling is always the same.
That is so. Hello. It's so good.
Yeah,
I mean, just that comment. We now live in that collective phase.
right,
And we move in and out of stride length, but the body stays the same.
right, right,
That's what I've not been doing.
right.
When he's in the phase and I want him to go into a bigger stride, I drop him.
Right,
I collapse.
yes,
You know,
Yep.
I do the wrong things.
Right.
And he takes a bigger step, so he gets rewarded for following the aids that won't hold him in a collective.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. What I love about working with you, Lynea, is you get it. You have very good feel. You're understanding exactly where I'm going with it. This is going to be very helpful for you to watch.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And the thing that I want to remind you is we don't start there.
Right.
Remember, we don't start in that unicycle.
No.
We start riding a bike.
Right.
Okay? And you use things like those trot canters to get him going over his
Yeah.
back and
Change the
moving.
direction.
Some nice
Yeah.
big, like trot shoulder in, 10-meter circle, haunches in, half past the diagonal, that it's big ground covering gates.
Yeah.
Then we ask them to sit.
Yeah.
Okay?
That is awesome.
And for right now, the interspersing of those half steps, I would start to do that like you have a 40-minute period, right? I would do my big work, then give them a little bit of a walk break.
Okay.
Then I'd do some turns on the haunches, half step a little bit.
Okay.
Then
so
I'd go to
right
my
then.
canter work.
Okay.
Then I'd take from the end of the canter work, touch on a little bit of half steps, take a walk break. Then I would pick him up again, touch on the little half steps, do whatever I'm going to do
And
next.
just look for him to diagonalize in a trot for just
Yep,
tiny
in just
time.
that little tiny tick, 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 tick.
Willingness.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. That and that understanding of, oh shoot, that's all you're asking,
Yeah.
and that's where it begins.
Okay.
Okay? So like I say, you teach him the thinking. Oh, I was so thrilled with today because he only once offered the Spanish walk.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? Whereas yesterday he had no idea what we were talking about. Right? And so he's so quick and he's such a quick study that if you're careful and light about it and don't confuse him, you'll find the piaf. You will absolutely find it.
Well, with
And
your help,
you've
thank
done
you.
such a good job of not confusing it. Okay? So and perhaps at one point you did, but you got away from it. So he's confident, he's willing to go in his body where you ask him. So it's going to be very fun. Good job.